Welcome back to Love from a Leo. So today's video is going to be dealing with the relationship between a Pisces and a Scorpio. This is for moon, sun, and rising people. This is a requested video, so if you see something or hear something that resonates, please like and share. Okay, so the issue that the Pisces is having with Scorpio, we have the orphan card here. So this could stem from childhood, type of feelings, like being alone and kind of being a little needy towards someone, emotionally dependent. I do think it's more about Scorpio, or the Pisces feeling like the Scorpio is making them feel less than wanted. And then for Scorpio, their issue that they have with the Pisces, we have leaving or travel. So the Scorpio could feel like the Pisces isn't consistent, or it could be that the Scorpio feels as though they need to leave and they need to expand their life, and the Pisces is holding them back. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with that. We're going to do a past, present, and future format, and then we'll go more into detail as I go through. Past, present, future. Okay, so in the past we have the Two of Cups, and it came out sideways. So this could mean one or two things. There seemed to be a harmonious connection between the two in the past, for sure. Not just romantic. It seems as though the emotions around the Pisces and the Scorpio was maybe even like friends before, or they felt just emotionally connected in a way that didn't have to be romantic. It could have been platonic, but either way, it just seems as though things were very blissful and easy to get along with in the beginning. We have the Lovers card in reverse here. So it seems as though maybe some things, there were like ups and downs, but I feel like the downs had a lot of impact on the situation, maybe more than others. And being that these two signs are both water signs, I'm sure it can be kind of wishy-washy, like a lot of intense or kind of changing energy, because you have Pisces and then you have Scorpio. So being that Scorpio is fixed water and Pisces is mutable water, it seems as though it can be really hard sometimes to get on the same page, for sure. Next to that, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So it seemed like someone they wanted to leave, or they wanted to make actions towards doing something else, but they didn't have the resources, because Nine of Wands is about having the resources and then not moving. But since it's in reverse, it seems as though someone wanted to make movements. Most likely the Scorpio wanted to leave, but they just didn't have the resources to do so, or maybe they didn't have the physical or emotional strength to do so. So let's see why they wanted to leave. We got two cards out. We got the Hierophant and then the Six of Wands. So it could have been because of pride, or I feel like someone was trying to initiate graduation within the relationship. Like they wanted to keep it going, and because of their pride, maybe they didn't want to seem like they failed at the relationship, or maybe someone just couldn't let their pride go, and so it made it really hard to be in the relationship. But there's a connection that seems to be almost like institutional, a situation that's very structured, but it's based on pride. But with that being said, there seemed to be a lot of winnings that dealt with this situation, or this couple. Like this couple could have been seen by other people as the goal couple, or like the couple that everyone wants to be in, but or the relationship that everyone wants to be in. But that's not how it really was. That was just like the structure, the outlook of everything. We have the Knave of Wands in reverse here. So yeah, again, I think it was just more of trying to keep up with the facade. And I think it became like a routine to just, keep up with things that maybe either one of the people were not, wanting to keep up with, but it just became part of the routine. Especially having Scorpio here, routine can become very habitual. Like a lot of things can be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like cycles. They can become very intense very easily. So it could have been really easy for a Scorpio to just stay and try to fix things just because they were simply just okay with what was happening. It became a cycle and a habit. So when we move to the Six of Swords, this is the present energy. So there's definitely a situation where someone, or you guys, are both not helping each other to transition to something better. And that could be simply because of communication issues, or just not wanting to be a part of each other's lives, but just still being there for the sake of comfortability. So let's see why there's no movement happening between the two. We have Knight of Swords in reverse. So the plan that was put into action before has definitely backfired, but I feel like it has a lot to do with communication. There's no communication happening, and if there is any communication, it's very little or it's very spur of the moment. And again, having two water signs together, obviously emotions can run high and communication may not be your strongest suit when it comes to being a water sign. So yeah, we have the Fool card here, and then we also have the Justice card. So when we have these two cards together, these are actually pretty good cards together. This is Aries and this is Libra. So maybe there's like a newfound energy, a new journey, but it takes balance to be able to achieve that. But for some reason, you guys have not gotten to that point. But I feel like in order to transition, you need to find that balance and you need to start over if you want to make it work, because the energy that was in the past is not, it's able to be done again, but you guys are not speaking enough about the things that need to be talked about. It's just mostly because you guys are probably just comfortable with whatever's been happening for all of this time. Let's see if there's anything else I can get on the present energy. Yeah, so we have the King of Cups here. So this is representation of both of you, and this is about having control over your emotions. And it's upright, so I feel like you guys have control, or at least if the Pisces is able to bring in balance in their life, and then the Scorpio is able to start over and kind of renew what they believe is their ritual of every day, start fresh, and then the Pisces has to be balanced enough to stay present in the situation, because I feel like they kind of float in and out of how they feel about the situation, and they could escape a lot. So in order to achieve this control of emotion, it's going to take the Pisces to be more balanced, and it's going to take the Scorpio to start over and to have a renewed idea about the situation in itself and not get stuck in what they're already used to, because it needs to be different if you want something different. Also, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, so someone's going to have to reach out. I think it's both of you guys. You guys both need help from each other, or you both need acknowledgement from each other, but you're not seeking it, you're not trying to get it. But with the Five of Pentacles, whenever you reach out for help, it's saying that help is there, you're just not reaching out for it. This could also mean you need to go within yourself and figure out what the issue is, whether that's meditating or reaching out to a family member or someone that you trust. But Five of Pentacles usually is about going either to spiritual help or whatever you do to get that type of relief, or going to the person that you have the issue with. So that's what we're seeing here. So let's go to the future energy. So in the future, we have Five of Swords in reverse. So I don't really like to see this card in reverse or upright because it usually indicates that there's some communication or arguing or a really hard conversation to have. But that doesn't mean that it won't serve a purpose after you've had it. So let's see what this conversation is going to be about. We have Ten of Wands. So someone wants to move on. Someone wants to do less, and it's most likely in regards to the relationship. They want to drop the relationship. And we do have Scorpio here in reverse with the Death card. So it's most likely the Scorpio, remember I was saying their issue with the Pisces is leaving or travel. And so they most likely want to leave the situation. I feel like they are just ready to move on. It doesn't mean that they don't care about the Pisces, but they are done with the cycle. I think they feel like it's been played out. And you have to remember, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is all about, it doesn't care about emotions when it comes to like life things. It's very intense, and it's worried about the bigger picture. And so if something isn't serving its purpose anymore, it won't hesitate to get it out of your life. And sometimes it can be a very destructive way. And when you're thinking about a Scorpio, they can be more of the darker side, so to speak, because of their ruler. So it seems as though the Scorpio needs to have the conversation about ending the situation because they're not happy. And you don't want to be with a Scorpio who is not balanced or in a good place, because they will create their reality, and sometimes when that happens, they can use their powers for evil. And so you need to make sure that you're being very, very careful with that situation and not staying a part of something that you don't need to be a part of. Especially with a Pisces being in the picture, they could very easily get stuck in the waters that the Scorpio is creating, and kind of create their own little idea of what's really happening when that's not really the reality. So Pisces, if they're not balanced, they can get really washed away in the current, especially with the Scorpio taking full control of everything, and it can become really, really just volatile for both. We do have the Knave of Cups upright. So I think with the Scorpio walking away from the situation, there will be way more, I want to say, optimism for the emotional life for both of you guys. And I think it's because it's more of a relief. And I feel like it's because there's just a lot of tug and war. Is it tug of war? Yeah. Push and pull is what I'm saying. There's a lot of push and pull on both sides, but it isn't inducive to anything productive. It's just happening, and it's just because you guys have gotten used to it. And then with the Queen of Swords in reverse, you guys are probably really distant with each other anyways. Like, communication again is not really there, or at least in the way that it needs to be there. But when you have the Queen of Swords in reverse, it's definitely just like a really cold, distant type of energy. It could also be like really harsh way of communicating as well. Like, you're not really sugarcoating anything, you're straight to the point, but usually it's like you don't even want to talk to the person, so it comes off really, really harsh. And so that can be very detrimental to water signs in itself, you know. And then with the Moon card in reverse here, things are being revealed and things are being, you know, shown. And usually when it's in reverse, it's not a good way, or it's not something good that you want it to be revealed. But instead of waiting for all of this to happen, we have the judgment card here upright saying just make the decision and make it a lot easier for yourself while you can. And again, this is in the future, so I feel like this is to come, but based on what the present is saying, it's like you can ask for help from each other. You can work it out with each other to have control of it, but you have to have control over your emotions. But in order to do that, the Pisces has to be balanced, like I said. So whatever you're doing to not be balanced, or whatever that codependent energy is stemming from, you need to fix that. And then the Scorpio, you have to renew, you have to revitalize what you're used to. You have to change it up a little bit, and you can't just expect things to be the same because they're just not. And again, communication is key. But if you don't do this in the future, it will lead to a very harsh conversation of most likely the Scorpio wanting to leave. And yeah, it'll be things that are revealed, and it's just a matter of you guys either fixing it in the present right now, or just, you know, seeing how it falls apart in the future. But at the end of the day, we do have the Queen of Cups here upright. So I feel like after the decision is made, whether you guys decide to do it or universe makes it to where something's revealed and someone's like, okay, I'm done. With the Queen of Cups here, it is, you know, showing you guys both, and it's saying that you guys are both being emotionally intelligent and being aware of the vibes that are happening, and you're just more clear. And I feel like it's more of a psychic type of energy between you two, knowing that like, okay, this isn't working, and that's just what it is. And so yeah, with the Chariot being here, it's also saying you guys are able to take two opposite things and move forward. So it could just be you guys agree to disagree. It could be that you guys are both seeing that it just doesn't work, and so you're going to move away from each other. But that's really what's going to be the thing that pushes you guys forward, you know, in progression in your own lives. So it seems as though it works out for the best. We do have the Three of Pentacles here also at the bottom of the deck. So it seems as though you guys can work together. Maybe after things are revealed, it could be some solace that comes from that, and kind of like, you know, a reality check for the both of you. But even if you decide to stay or if you decide to go, it definitely seems like it's the best for you guys to do. But you have to make that decision. You have to decide if it's worth it, if you want to deal with it. And also listen to the Scorpio when they're saying they want to leave and why they want to leave. Because Pisces, if you're not okay with what they want to do, or if you're not in alliance with that, then there's really no point in trying to salvage the situation unless you can fix what they're saying they want to leave for. Now, if they're saying they want to leave to better themselves and they just don't feel like you're a part of that, then so be it. But it definitely looks like the Scorpio is just wanting to leave. They want to go on a new journey. And I think it's fair for the Pisces to allow that to happen, you know, but it definitely depends on the circumstances. So if it resonated, please email me at loveformaleo@gmail.com, and be sure to tune into the rest of the videos. I've already posted all of the monthly readings for each sign, so be sure to check that out as well. And I will see you in the next video.